I can't wait to sleep on my back again. Like some women are like, I can't wait to sleep on my stomach. Never been a stomach sleeper. Like can't do that, not happening. And then I get winded and then I get excited to tell a story and then I start talking and I'm like, I can't breathe. She kicked me so hard last night while I was laying in bed. Like I literally was like, oh, and David's like, what's wrong? I was like, dude, she got me good on that one. Hey guys, it's Madison. Thanks for joining me in this faithful home. Today we are doing a second trimester recap of this pregnancy, which means I'm in the third trimester, which blows my mind. I cannot believe how fast this pregnancy has been going. I know they say it goes so fast and then it goes so slow and then, well, I don't know. It has gone by so fast. Like I blinked and I'm at 7 months pregnant. How? No idea. But let's jump back to this second trimester. I have a note here on my phone because you know, pregnancy brain, I'm not gonna remember things. So we're gonna cover weeks 14 through 27. I am 28 weeks pregnant now, guys. How? No clue. But things I will highlight in the second trimester. So I started taking progress pictures, bump shots in the nursery. I made this like craft paper wall hanging thing and started taking some bump shots there. I'll insert them here if I remember. The morning sickness subsided at the start of the second trimester, which was nice. I switched roles at work, so I transitioned to working at a desk, which was an adjustment. I'm not a desk person. I'm a get up, move around kind of person. And so it's been an adjustment, I will say. I've been at the desk now for 10 weeks and it's been all right. It's getting better, but it's just different for me. We've had 4 midwife appointments this trimester, or that trimester, which is wild. We had our anatomy scan, which I'll insert the photos of that here. After the anatomy scan, we had our gender reveal party. That's when we found out that we are having a girl.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Despite the fact that I'm wearing a blue shirt, could have planned that better. That's okay. But we found out we're having a girl. We had a fun party with our closest friends and it was just a great time getting to celebrate them. I started to feel her kick around the 20-week mark, which is when they say first-time moms will kind of start to feel her or their babies. It was like loose little flutters at first and like I felt one and I was like, I think that was a flutter. Like I know what like butterflies in your stomach or nervous or gas feels like and it wasn't that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just felt my baby kick. And so I texted the Golden Girls and was like, holy crap, I just felt her kick. That's wild. It was super cool. David felt her like once or twice. He more recently, like at the end of the second trimester, has felt her a lot more, but at the beginning of the second trimester, or like when I started feeling her, I thought like, oh, hey, like she's kicking right here, put your hand right here. I can feel it when I put my hand there, but actually it was just me feeling her from the inside and my hand was just there. Like if I moved my hand, I'd still feel her. So I kind of felt bad because at the beginning he was kind of getting bummed, like he couldn't feel her. But more recently he has, which is good. Heartburn and reflux have made their reappearance recently. The heartburn was like kind of on and off. Like it started in the first trimester and it cut like halfway through. Then it kind of reappeared a little bit and then would die down. And now we're like back into the full swing of heartburn, reflux, nausea. It's great. My papaya enzyme tablets are a lifesaver. I will insert a picture of them here because you guys need to get those if you're pregnant. They're natural and you can eat as many as you want. They're like Tums, but better. Yeah, now I'm out of breath because I talk a lot. So I talked about the papaya enzymes, but what I am taking. So currently I am taking a set of prenatals. I am taking iron, magnesium, vitamin D, the papaya enzymes, echinacea in the form of tea, and vitamin C. And that's my like complex that my midwife and I have talked about as we have gone through each of our weeks of the appointments. She has mentioned and noted, hey, start taking this, and kind of building up my vitamin stash. I have like the pill containers. I'm terrible at taking pills. David has to remind me. Like last night, I literally like was about to fall asleep and he was like, did you take your vitamins? I'm like, no. And he goes, you need to. I'm like, I have lukewarm tea at the bottom that's like, still had the tea bag in it. So it was very bitter. Didn't want to get out of bed, so I took my pills with that. It was so gross. But David's good about reminding me because I am not. That's the stack that I am taking right now. And then I will be adding a probiotic in for the 3rd trimester, which I'm about to leave to go to see the ladies at church for coffee and tea. And then after that, I'm gonna run by Target and get more prenatals and then the probiotic. And it's gonna be the Garden of Life probiotic that my midwife recommended. Oh my gosh, speaking of what I take, magnesium. Let me tell you guys, restless leg syndrome is a pain in the butt. Magnesium cuts that crap. So I had been having restless legs and my midwife said, okay, start taking magnesium. That helps. Take it at night and it'll help you sleep. It did. It was wonderful. And then one morning I woke up with the biggest Charlie horse cramp. David was in the shower and I'm just like grabbing onto my leg, half awake, like, make it stop, make it stop. He comes out and he's like, what is wrong? I'm like, relax it, help me. And he relaxes the muscle in my calf. It was excruciating. And then he looks at me and goes, did you take your magnesium last night? No. And this is why he's on to me about taking my vitamins, because he did not like walking into the bedroom on that. But yes, that calf cramp was gnarly. I'm glad it was the only one because I've been taking my magnesium since. Another thing I got to highlight in here is we met our other midwife. So we have 2 midwives. One of them is like the owner of the company, and then she has a partner. I'm not going to say their names for privacy reasons, but we have been seeing the main midwife. We finally scheduled an appointment that worked around our schedule to meet her other midwife that she partners with. And then we also at that appointment got to meet their student that's interning for them. They are all so sweet. And actually at this last appointment we went to, that I'll mention here in a sec, we got to see the student again. So that was really fun. They're a great group of ladies. The 2 midwives will be there at the birth. And then if the student is on call, I told her that she is more than welcome to come as well. The more the merrier. I'd love to have her. So she's really excited to hopefully get to be at the birth as well. Sleep is still like meh for me. Some nights I'll sleep through the night. Some nights I won't. A couple times I'll wake up in the middle of the night and go pee. And like when I pee, I freaking pee a lot. This girl is pushing on my bladder. But not every night so far, which is nice. I know 1st trimester I had to pee like 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night. Cut it down to like maybe once, twice, or none at all, which is nice. But I do wake up a lot. I am such a back sleeper. Like, put me in a coffin sleeping, like legit looks dead, arms crossed. Like that's how I naturally sleep. David thinks it's super creepy when he sees me when he wakes up in the morning. But it's really hard because you're not supposed to sleep on your back when you're pregnant, like farther along, because it cuts off circulation and it's not as comfortable. I find it very comfortable. My body does not, because it keeps waking me up. And I have a pillow, like a body pillow, and like it's one of those like U ones or whatever. And it was working like fine, but not really, because I would still switch to my back. Well, my midwife suggested to like turn it a little bit, whatever. I ended up turning it completely around and that's helped a lot. It looks backwards, like the U kind of is like at my knees, and then it comes up and I can like, I don't know, I make it work. It works really well now. I still wake up a couple times in the middle of the night to like readjust, because I'll notice like my body will wake me up when I'm laying on my back, which is good. My body is like alerting me, hey, you need to move, but it's frustrating because I'm like, I like this, like don't move me. I don't know, it's a process. I can't wait to sleep on my back again. Like some women are like, I can't wait to sleep on my stomach. Never been a stomach sleeper. Like can't do that, not happening. I can't wait to just be on my back and not have to think about the fact that like I should not be laying on my back right now. Or I'll like prop myself up. If I really like, I'm like, I'm gonna beat the system, I'll sleep on an incline, because my midwife said if I have to sleep on my back, sleep at an angle, and that helps. Not as comfortable, neck pain. You're at that age where you have your pillow, and if you don't sleep on your pillow right, like that's where I'm at. But sometimes I'll sleep at an incline so I can sleep through the night. David and I are still doing CrossFit. Our workouts in December slowed down a lot. I attribute that like November, December. It was like we were sick, David got hurt, then he got sick again, flu, just holidays. It was hard. We didn't make it a priority. We went a couple times, but not as much. This year, new year, new me. No, I'm just kidding. But really like we're healthy and we're better and we pay a lot of money for CrossFit. So now like we are back in the swing of things. I did box jumps the other day, like to the little box. Like I was pretty proud of that. Still doing barbell movements. The only modifications that I have are burpees. I have to modify, but I still kind of do a burpee. And then my coach is not having me do sit-ups anymore. I'm doing like hanging knee raises instead. Those are the only 2 two things because he wants to prevent coning as much as possible. And then obviously I can't do a burpee all the way to the ground for the belly. But like snatches, deadlifts, clean and jerks, rowing, running, all of that, like I'm still good and cleared. My midwife is awesome. She said, trust your body. You know how you are the best. And we'll just go from there. She's not going to restrict me unless I mention it, basically. So we are still doing that, trying to get as much movement as possible. I am trying to be outside more. It is currently there's snow on the ground, so that's kind of difficult, but I'm trying my best to be outside more, get that fresh air. I'm doing the 1,000 hours outside. If you've never heard of that, I'll link the information down below. Don't think I'll get to 1,000. Like that's a huge lofty goal for the first year, but I'm trying that. That's something that I've kind of started in this trimester. Let's see, some notes about my weight. So I'm 5'8". We don't own a scale. I only weigh myself when I go to the midwife. But other than that, like every time she's like, do you know what you weigh? Nope, cool, let me weigh myself. I started the second trimester. I looked back at like we have a portal with our medical information on it from our appointments. I started the second trimester at 145 pounds. Now I'm ending the second trimester at 159. So I've gained like 14 pounds. Doesn't mean anything to me. I don't think that the scale is important or necessary. She does it obviously because she is a medical professional, but she also doesn't like care. She'd rather me gain 20 pounds the whole pregnancy, but be a healthy 20 pounds versus junk food and crap and gain like 50. See what I mean? So don't stress about what the scale says, guys. Trust your body and trust your doctor or midwife. Baby moves a freaking ton now. It is the coolest thing. Like my midwife has a chart for me, like if I need to track like how often I feel her move to make sure that her movements are normal. I don't need that because she's all the time. Like she's kicking, moving, wiggling. It's so fun. She kicked me so hard last night while I was laying in bed. Like I literally was like, oh, and David's like, what's wrong? I was like, dude, she got me good on that one. So she's getting strong. She's feisty like her father already, I can tell. David's favorite thing to do when she's not kicking and she's finally settled for the night is he likes to poke my belly. Like, wake up. Wake up. And then he wakes her up and then he falls asleep and then she starts kicking again and is active. And I'm like, bruh, I was trying to fall asleep. Thank you very much. And now she's keeping me awake. But he giggles. He loves it. That's his favorite thing to do with her. The websites and the apps all estimate her being around 2 pounds right now. It's arbitrary. Obviously there's a healthy weight and there's an unhealthy weight for babies, but there's no such thing as a big baby. Like you're making a human inside you. What do you expect? So in theory, she's 2 pounds. Could she be more? Probably not. Could she be less? More than likely. David is a small human. I am a smaller sized human. Tall, but smaller. She's probably like, I don't know, 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, something. I don't care. And the last thing to mention in this second trimester recap, I had to get the rogam shot. Ooh. So basically my blood type is negative. David's blood type is positive. Therefore, I don't have the Rh factor in my blood for the antigens for, I'm not a doctor, don't quote me on this, but basically there's a chance that our baby's blood could be positive because David is positive, I have negative. If the baby's blood is positive, I have negative, and our blood crosses at any point in this pregnancy or in delivery, then my body will see that as something that's foreign and they want to fight it off. So it won't affect this pregnancy, but it'll affect subsequent pregnancies. Once the blood crosses and touches, it's like you can't go back. It's already in there. So the preventative is this rogam shot, which basically is blood poked into you as your body is pregnant. So it's like it lasts for the 3rd trimester. Then at birth, we'll check her blood through the umbilical cord to see what her blood type is. If she is positive, then I get the rogam shot one more time to protect us, and then we're good. And if she is negative, then I don't have to worry about it again. And then we will, continue on with each pregnancy. I'll have to get it in the 3rd trimester. The shot wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was a shot in the hip. I chose the right hip. I was anticipating like a huge needle. Like it was not bad at all. Like needles don't bother me. So she drew blood first. We actually had the student draw the blood, which was really cool watching her get to like learn. So the student drew my blood, and then they do that first so they can run labs before the rogam shot is in. and then they do the shot in the butt, or they'll send the labs off, and then I got a card that says I got the rogam shot in case I'm like in a car crash or something and they need to know, like at a hospital in case of emergencies. But I had to get that, like it tingled for like maybe 20 minutes afterwards, put a band-aid on it. Like I was fine. I don't, like needles don't bother me. I watched her do both shots. Like I was like turned sideways on the bed, like trying to look for the shot, but made it work. And then after that, we got to listen to her heartbeat again, which she was a feisty little girl in the womb. She kept moving around like a ton and making it really hard for the student to find her heartbeat. Not like she couldn't find it, but like you can hear the heartbeat through the umbilical cord, much like you can take your pulse and feel your heartbeat. But if you want to hear the heart, you want to actually go to the source. So she could hear the heartbeat with the Doppler through the umbilical cord, like super strong, but it sounds different. It's like a muffly sound. It's actually really cool to hear. And then, so she like kept moving around, and I think she was transverse, and so she was just giving them a hard time. So the midwife had to like hold down my stomach and basically hold her into one spot where she couldn't move around to then get the heartbeat directly at her heart. It was cute. It was in the range of like 138 to 150, I believe, which is really good. No issues there. Yeah, that's everything I wrote down for the second trimester. I'm really out of breath. As you can tell, you can probably hear it in my voice. I get tired a lot more easily. I get winded a lot more easily. I take the stairs every day at work, up and down 3 flights of stairs, try to every hour. And if I need to go bring paperwork or talk to someone, I don't call them on the phone to their office. I always walk to their office to get steps in. I take a walk at lunch every day, and then I get winded, and then I get excited to tell a story, and then I start talking, and I'm like, I can't breathe. So, second trimester at its finest. We are entered into the third trimester now, which means we're one step closer to baby coming, which is super exciting. My friend Michaela is gonna have her baby this month, so we are on baby watch for her. And we've got projects around the house. I've got a vlog coming soon for the basement project that I am working on. We've got some outside garden projects. Despite the fact that there's snow on the ground, we've got a garden to prep for. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this recap video. And if you have missed any of the other pregnancy related videos, I'll leave the playlist down, up, and all around for you all to check out. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you feel welcomed into this faithful home with me. I post videos every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I talk about pregnancy, I talk about being a Christian homemaker, DIY projects, and an urban homestead that I'm starting. So I'd love for you guys to join me, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye guys.